MOM3 episode abilities, talents. So, a person that you could say is talented is a person that is multi-dimensional and is a person that's able to do different things. When most people are able to only do one thing, a talented person is a person that could do a lot of different things, right? So with myself and Neapolitan ice cream, everyone connects to me just like the internet, right? So the example that I give is that people have different feelings, different ways of expressing themselves. So if you're able to perform different expressions, it makes you multi-talented, right? That you have different behaviors, and to behave in a high level way, that makes you multi-talented, which is a person can only perform one thing good, but then a lot of things they're bad at, right? So it's like a three-dimensional is different things in one. When it's one-dimensional, it's just one thing, right? So it's like you ask a person, could you do 4 good things? But the person will be, no, I'm one-dimensional. I could only do one thing really good. The rest I'm pretty bad, right? So a person could be multi-talented in a specific thing and perform lots of different things. You have multi-dimensional performers that are musicians, that are actors, that are athletes, right? You have an athlete that could do a lot of different things in a sport and play different positions. I could play this part and that part and this part in a sport where people can only do one thing. You have a musician that could play all the different instruments and also probably sing. So you say that person is multi-dimensional, right? And then you have an actor that could act any role that you can think of, right? And it goes so on and so on, right? So you say that's a multi-dimensional person that is very talented, right? You put in the perspective, the person could play basketball and football and soccer, where a person could only play one sport. Or a person could play basketball, or let me see, we'll just put, you could play basketball, you could play point guard, small forward, and shooting guard, right? Different positions, you're multi-talented, right? You could have a musician that could play the drums, the guitar, and could also sing. So you have a person that's multi-dimensional, right? And then you have an actor that could become any character that you could think of, right? I want you to be in a romantic movie. Boom. I want you to be a superhero. Boom. I want you to be in a horror film. Boom. I want you to be really dramatic. Boom. So what happens with the actor? The actor transforms themselves into that role and is basically that character when you see them in the movie, right? So that explains multi-talented people. The musician could play all the instruments and sing. The actor could play any role and transform themselves to the role. And the athlete could basically just do a sport and play different parts, right? So you say that's a person that, if they're really that good and that talented, is a person that will be in demand to see performing in a sport, in a music band, or in any film, right? Because the person is, top level, that it attracts people because they're born with that talent and ability, and you can't teach that. You see, it's like you can't teach a person to do that. They're just born with that ability, right? And there's very few people that could do that, right? You say myself at Creator Creation, people are born with those abilities. No one's Neapolitan ice cream, right? You could say, like, that's an example, right? Neapolitan ice cream is not one-dimensional. Neapolitan ice cream is chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. So there's different parts that could be done at Creator Creation, right? I'm not one-dimensional. It's mind, body, soul, big brother, big sister, right? But most people, it's just one person, right? So a person that's multi-talented, they get those genetics from myself at Neapolitan ice cream, right? It's like, how could you be so good in chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry? Well, I get those genetics from Creator Creation, right? So you have people that exist that have those abilities, right? You could just transform yourself into something different instead of being one-dimensional, right? And people will be like, well, how could you do that? Normally people they can only do that one part. They cannot do, you're doing strawberry, and all of a sudden you went into vanilla. And when you needed to switch into chocolate, you became chocolate, right? So we're talking about abilities, right? So a person that's one-dimensional is a person that could only do one specific thing. I could only do vanilla, I could only do strawberry and chocolate, but then you meet a person that could do all three things, which is defense, score, and speak, right? Vanilla is what? Speaking. Strawberry is scoring. Chocolate is defending. So if you could do defend, score, and speak, you're multi-talented, right? So if a person's born with those genetics, then they're born with genetics of Neapolitan ice cream. You're not Neapolitan ice cream, but you have the ability to access the three different parts, right? And those are people that you say are born with those abilities. You can't teach that, right? So you have people that connect with me, like the internet, right? You have any athlete, you have any actor, you have any musical performer, right? And they connect with me, right? And then you see them through me. But like, for example, I can't jump high, right? I can't run fast, right? I cannot sing, right? But I am Neapolitan ice cream. But these people can sing, these people can jump high, the people can do all those things, right? But they connect with me, right? So those people are born with those abilities. They're born tall, they have athletic gifts, they can run fast, right? But at the end of the day, in this vehicle that I'm able to only perform this, right? So with myself, I always say what it is. I'm not an actor, right? But you have actors that connect to me, right? I'm not a tall professional athlete, but they connect with me, right? And I'm not a person that picks up instruments and sings, but they connect with me, right? So that's what happens with people, right? But my behavior at Neapolitan ice cream is that I literally could perform those things, which is I can score because I'm within the ice cream there's strawberry, right? I can play defense because within the ice cream there's chocolate, and I can speak the right things because I am technically vanilla ice cream when I'm speaking, right? So it makes sense that I could do all three things because it's Neapolitan ice cream. But most people cannot do that because they're not Neapolitan ice cream, but they could be born with those genetics, right? It's very difficult to do either one of those things. It's very difficult to talk. It's very difficult to score or defend. It's very difficult to do all that. So if a person's fortunate enough to do one thing, it's extremely difficult to do all three things, right? It's like, that's what they say. You got like godlike abilities, you know? No one's saying the person's God, Creator Creation, but like you have like godlike abilities. How can you do those things? It's incredible, right? So these people are born with those abilities. You can't teach it, right? So with myself, like I said, I am who I am, right? Creator Creation. So my behaviors is my true feelings. You see, it's like when I say that, it's like when I feel depressed, I feel depressed. When I feel happy, I feel happy. When I react in a certain way, I react in a certain way, right? So with myself, I say that, You have actors connect with me, but my feelings are real, right? An actor could pretend to be sad, but when I'm depressed, I'm really depressed. You see? When I feel happy, right? But I'm not acting happy. I'm really feeling happy, right? So you have movie stories with actors. They're acting like myself, but those are my real feelings, right? From when I feel sad, I feel sad. I'm not acting sad. When I feel depressed and go to the hospital, I am feeling depressed in the hospital. I'm not acting at all. I take medication. That medication is real, right? So the same way, when I feel happy, I feel happy. I'm not acting. When I like a person, I like a person. When I don't like a person, I don't like a person, which means I don't like a person when I don't have nothing in common with them, right? And that's it. That's all it takes for me. Do I have anything in common with a person? No. Then I don't really like them. Why? Because to like them is like to date them. You see? If you were to like a person, it's like, I want to go out on a date with that person. Do you find the person attractive? No, I don't want to go out on a date with them. I don't like them, right? And that's it. They're not my type. You see? What happens? That person's not my type. I don't want to go out with them. They're not my type. They're probably somebody else's type, but not mine, because I don't see myself having things in common with that person, right? So having a friend or anyone is a connection. Like if you're dating someone, right? And at the end of the day, right, there are dates that you go out with a person, and they could just be friendship dates or romantic dates, right? A date is an appointment, right? What is a date? A date is an appointment that you make with a person to talk and see if you get along, and if you have mutual things, if you whatever, right? So basically a date is an appointment. So you make an appointment with a person to meet them. It's a date. Like, what's today's date? Today is Sunday, this year, this day. That is the date, right? So you want to have a meeting with a person, and you go like, I want to make an appointment with you. It's going to be on this day, at this hour, at this place. We set a date to go on a date, and then we'll sit down and talk and see how it goes, right? But it might not be a romantic date. It might just be someone you want to hang out with, right? So it doesn't mean it has to be like sexual. No, you could have a date with a person that is just your friend. You know, I'm going on a date, right? But when you say date, you think like literally like intimacy. No, but you go out with anyone, you're making a date. You're making an appointment. Anyone, right? So technically, it's a term that you could put it is like, hey, you know what? I'm meeting someone for a job. Yeah, so I'm going out on a date with them. But the date that you're going out with, it has nothing to do with intimacy or sex. It has to do, you're putting on an appointment on that day, and that's the date. What's today's date, right? On what was the date when this happened in history, right? What is the date for the next event that's going to happen? So there are dates. So the name for date means an appointment. I want to make an appointment, right? For a lot of times, people go on dates, but they're just appointments. It has nothing to do with sex. Right? So that's how it works, right? So for me to date anyone, I have to like them, right? So I could go out on a date with someone that is just like a friend, right? Someone that is not a female, because I'm attracted to females, right? So I could go out on a date with a person that's my friend and is not a female, but it's a date because it's an appointment, right? Now, what I call sex will be I'm gonna go on a date that's romantic. See, I want to go on an appointment that's a romantic appointment, right? See if there's any romantic intimacy, right? But technically, date just means appointment, right? But if you want to have sex with a person, that is a romantic date, because you're looking for romance, you're looking for passion, you're looking for sexual interaction, right? You're trying to find a partner, you're trying to find a boyfriend, you're trying to find a girlfriend, someone that you could call your wife, someone you could call your husband, right? So you're going on an appointment that is a romantic appointment, right? So if I were to say I'm gonna go out on a date with anyone, is a date that is not a romantic one, anyone could do it, because that's the real definition when you say today's date, tomorrow's date, right? Okay, so that is when I say if I like a person or not. right? So if I like a person or not, it'll be like, do I want to date that person? Yes or no, right? And if I say no, I don't want to go out on the date with that person. They're not my type, right? I don't like them, and that's it. Why? And my answer will always be the same. I don't have anything in common with that person, right? What? I don't know. I just think they're boring, right? They don't make me laugh, right? Or the other thing will be, I don't know, I'm not physically attracted to them. But it's not just that, it's a combination of everything, right? Physically, they're not my type. They're boring, right? They don't make me laugh, which would mean for me something very important with my depression. It just makes sense. If I have depression all the time, what will be the best person for me? A person that will make me laugh, right? A person that will make my mood better. Hey, you know what? Let's do something fun, right? And it's a person that makes me laugh. It makes me feel good about myself, right? And that's the type of person that'll be like, okay, that person's my type. They're making me laugh, you know? They're making me forget about all this crap that I have in my brain that is so depressing, and I can't do nothing. So a person that I will like, oh, this person's making me laugh. This person is just like making me forget about that, the things that I go through mentally. And that's something that I like and I will date. That person is my type. Why? Because they're making me laugh. Like, first of all, it's very hard to make me laugh, and it's very hard to be a comedian, right? A person I want to be a comedian. Oh yeah? Well, you gotta make me laugh, right? So for me, laughter is sarcasm. A person will make me laugh when they're being sarcastic, right? There's no other way to describe it, right? I find sarcasm funny. Sarcasm is my style of comedy. And if someone's not sarcastic, it's gonna be very hard to make me laugh, right? So an ideal person for me will be like a sarcastic person. I think that person is really attractive. They're so sarcastic that they crack me up, right? And then it's like, why is that? Because, man, I have depression, like a lot of times I don't feel good about myself. So a person speaking like things that are just nonsense, that is not real, that is so crazy, that is absurd, it's funny, right? So that's what a type of person would be to me, like a sarcastic comedian, right? The other thing will be a person who is also, like a responsible individual, right? Like a grown-ass person who has their life together, a person who has their act together, a person who's very professional, a person like that, you see? And then you go if they're physically hot, see? I didn't mention if they're physically hot. I mentioned all those things first. Then you go, yeah, if they're physically hot, that will help too, right? So I'll say physically it's like a sarcastic comedian, right? That's a responsible, right, adult who has their life together and is a good person, right? And obviously, that all deals with like being very charming, golden rule, having game. Everyone will like a person like that, right? So if a person doesn't meet that criteria, I will say I don't like them, which means I won't date that person, right? Okay, so that's a person that you can say everyone has people they're attracted to and people they're not attracted to, right? You really cannot teach a person their personality. You see, that's why on dating sites you have your picture and you put your personality, and then someone that's interested in your personality will click on it. You look, you search, you have things that you have in common with people, right? I will not like a person who's not sarcastic, because that's what I'm into. Someone sarcastic, that is what I'm into. Why? Because I want to forget about depression. You see, I want to forget about my depression. I'll put like some Dave Chappelle, which cracks me up. Dave Chappelle to me is hilarious. It's so much nonsense that I love watching him, because he is so stupid and funny that it makes me forget about my depression. You see, that's what I'm interested in, right? And it's like, oh yeah, well, I bet you can really be like that, because it's not easy to make people laugh and come up with absurd things that are so over the top that there's no way that they're real, right? So that's something that I look for. I look for medication that is not in a bottle. I look for medication that's a person that will make me laugh, right? And then just like a person that's charming, a person that will do things that will be very golden rule, a person that has mad game, right? That person got mad game. A lot of people like them. Why? Because they do things for people. They open doors for people. They give people the pathway when they want to go somewhere, like they're driving this and that. They're very likable people. You know, like how are you not gonna like that person? That person is very likable. They got game, right? And then you go for physical appearance, which is, I'm not even mentioning if they have a nice body or a pretty face, but you're just looking for someone that you like, right? So that's what defines that. You see, a lot of times it's not. Yeah, you need the physical appearance, but if you don't have the personality, there's no way you're gonna like a person like that. You know, you have a person that's really hot, but their personality is really bad. How are you gonna ever like that person? You know, you're never gonna like them, right? It's just gonna be a complete failure, right? That person's personality is awful, right? One of the most things would be like, that person's so freaking boring. But that person over there, they got no personality. Look how boring they are. It's like I'm probably like falling asleep on a snooze fest because this person has no way how to talk to someone. It's like a person that's boring is a person that's just not interesting at all, right? Hey, I don't want to go out with this person again. Why? I'm not interested. It's so boring. When I went out with them, I thought I was like gonna fall asleep because there's nothing interesting this person has to say. This person has got no game. Look how boring they are. You got no game at all. Look at you. The person just picks the worst things to talk about, and it's like you can't score points of likability, right? You got no game. You can't score at all, right? Scoring points of liking you. You make yourself likable. You score points. The person got no game. You're boring, right? You're not charming, right? And you have no idea how to talk to a person that you like, right? It's a person that you like, yeah, you have no idea how to talk to them, right? So the person doesn't make themselves interesting, right? So that what shows you you're not doing anything personal, right? You never met the person, you just met them. It's nothing personal, but it's like, no, I don't find the person attractive. I don't think they're sexy, right? At the end of the day, what is it? Do you think the person's sexy? No, I think they're boring. What? They're not charming. They're not sweeping me off my feet. They're not doing things that are very golden rule. They're freaking boring, right? It's like when you're golden rule, you're telling the person that you really like them, right? So you're gonna do things for them. Oh, excuse me. Let me move that for you. You want some water? Hold on. Let me get the cup and I'll pour it for you. Oh, you're very attentive to the person. You're doing all these things, right? That normally no one's gonna do. They could do it themselves, but you're doing it for them. You're like assisting them, right? So when you're assisting a person, you're thinking of them. You're not thinking of yourself. That person got mad game. Why? That person is assisting the person. Why? There's so golden rule that anyone could do that by themselves. Yeah, but the person's like, nah, don't do it by yourself. I'll do it for you. What? I'm going to assist you, right? Whatever it is that you're going to do, I'm going to do it for you, right? So what is that? Golden rule. What? Golden rule is assisting, right? Golden rule is like passing the basketball. Golden rule is making a completion in the NFL, right? You got no game. Why? You can't make one completion in football, right? Why? Because you don't know how to assist people and pass the ball. You're like the worst quarterback I've seen in my life, right? You suck as a quarterback. You suck as a point guard. Why? You got no game. What? You don't know how to make your teammates happy. You don't pass the ball, right? So the person got no game, right? So what does the point guard do? The point guard will be assisting the teammates, right? And the quarterback the same thing, right? So you could say a really good quarterback point guard is a person that will be assisting the teammates. The point guard's not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about the teammates. The quarterback's not thinking about himself. He's thinking about the receivers, right? So the receivers are there, and the quarterback is going to be like, all right, these are my receivers. I'm going to give you the ball, right? And the receiver gets the ball from the quarterback, right? So you're like, that quarterback got mad game. Why? Because that quarterback's not thinking about himself. He's thinking about his teammates, and they're all getting the football, right? that quarterback got mad game. And a lot of people are going to like that quarterback, right? And then you go to basketball. Look at that point guard. That point guard is helping out his teammates. He's assisting them, right? That point guard got mad game. Why? Because it's being very golden rule and is passing the ball to his teammates. He's doing it for them, right? So that's how you explain you got game. So you can say a person that got mad game will be a really good point guard or quarterback. Why? Because they're assisting people. The word assisting means helping others, right? If someone helps you, there's nothing not to like about that. Excuse me, do you need some help? Yes, please help me. Okay, I will help you. So when you help a person, is the person going to say, that was horrible, why did you help me? No, the person going to be like, thank you for much for helping me. I like you. You see why? Because you went out of your way to help a person. You assisted, right? That's golden rule. You see, golden rule is helping people, right? And then the person's going to like you. And they're going to say, you got mad game. I really like you. To the point that the person will have feelings for you. Why? Because you're doing something to them that other people don't want to do, which is helping them with something that they need. It's just help, right? So anytime you help, it's not about you, right? It's about them. Help someone. Yeah. Okay. You're helping someone. You're not doing something for yourself. You're doing something for someone else, right? So what happens with those people? Those are the type of people that are on demand that people wish they had as a boyfriend, as a girlfriend. They wish it was their husband and wife. Why? Because that person is a good person. You see, the person is likable and is going to be wanted by a lot of people. Why? Because they know the person is going to be there assisting them. You see, how many people are out there like that? Not that many, right? So for people to have game is basically a person that's a real good assistant, right? Assistant, that you're basically like working for a person, right? But you're helping them, right? And if you're working for a person and you help them, they're going to like you because you're helping them do something that they're not able to do. Is that person able to do that? No. Okay. So when you have a person that actually goes out of their way and goes help that person, the person's going to like you, right? That person helped me with something I couldn't do. Oh my God, that was so horrible. I hope I never see that person again. You see, like, that's sarcasm, right? Like, oh my God, there's something I want to do, right? I can't do it, but then this person came to me and he helped me do that thing that I could never do. Oh man, I don't want to see that person ever again, right? Sarcasm. It's like, I wanted to see this person again and again and again because I know that person is not going to think about them. They're going to think about me and they're going to help me, right? So a person like that has mad game, right? Mad game is not a sport, right? But the only thing that you could say that you could put in a sport is that you're scoring points of people liking you. You see, you got game is that you got a good personality, right? When you got good game, you know how to talk to girls. You got game, you know how to talk to men. You got game, you know how to talk to elderly people. You got game, you know how to talk to people in general, right? And then the general public really likes you. Why? Because you know how to talk to people. You know how to help people and like just whatever they need. What is it that you need? I could help you with that. What about you? What do you need? Okay, so what's in demand right now? What is it that you need help? All right, I will help you. What? Do whatever it is that you need help with, right? So what is that person doing? They're assisting. You see? It's like telling, what is an assistant? An assistant is a person who works for someone to help them out. That is what an assistant is, right? You pay someone money to help you do something that you're probably not able to do, right? But you're assisting them. I mean, right? The person assisting them, right? So even though it's a job, the person is going to like you. Why? Because you're assisting them, right? You work for them, but you are helping them, doing something they're not able to do. So when you're done, the person's very thankful and they're very happy and they want to see you again and again and again, right? And then what are they going to say at the end? That person has mad game. That person knows how to treat me. That person is very likable. I want to keep seeing that person again, right? So when you got game, it means that you assist people, right? And like I said, right? When you open the door for someone, right? You're in a store in the mall. You open the door for someone. What are you doing? You're technically assisting the person. Is that person paying you money? No. But you got mad game. Why? You just assisted the person. What? You assisted. The person could open the door by themselves. But you went and made an assist. You opened the door for them. You see? And you score points of the person liking you. Right? So it's the same thing. Like when you're driving your car, right? And you have a lot of lanes. And you see a car like, oh man, I wish I could just make this turn. But there's so much traffic, right? And a car stops and it goes like, look, I'm stopping right now. Go in front of me. I have to be somewhere, but I'll be there a little bit later for you. Okay? Go ahead and go in front of me. Right? So you went out of your way and you assisted the person in getting somewhere faster. That person needs to be somewhere in time. So you took time from your driving and you gave that time to them. Right? So if you got game, it means you know how to assist. That's what game is, right? What is game? You have to assist people. You literally have to work for them for free or not for free, but you are working for them, right? That's what assisting is, right? So it's like, do you work for anyone? No. Then you don't got game. Why? Because working for someone will be to assist them, right? I'm not saying literally for a company, right? It's like just literally like one person, right? No one's saying you have to go work at a mall or a store. No, you gotta work for a person and help them. You have to assist a person. You could do voluntary assisting or you could do salary assisting, but you have to go help a person, right? Then the person is going to like you, right? So when they like you, that's when you say you got game. How do you make that person like you so much? Well, the only way I did it, I helped. I need your help. Okay, I need your help again. Right, I'll help you again. Could you help me again? Sure, I'll help you again. All right. So then it's like, this person helps me so much that I really like this person, right? But what am I doing? I'm working for them. I'm not working for me. I'm helping them out. I'm helping them out. You see? So that's what game is. Game is assisting. Game is helping others. Game is not thinking of yourself. You don't think about yourself. You think about everyone else, not you. Right? To the point that it's like you could even sacrifice yourself for others. You see? You sacrifice yourself. You put your life on the line for other people. That is someone that has mad game. Oh, you put your life for another person. Yeah. So you're trying to assist that they don't die and you die, right? So even though the person dies, the person has mad game, right? Why? The person assisted by giving their life for somebody else. So what does that do? You assisted the person. The person died, right? But the person had mad game. The person had a really good personality. Mad game was the ultimate game of having game is sacrificing yourself for someone else, right? Oh man, something bad's gonna happen, right? Something's gonna fall on a person. You push the person away and it kills you, right? So what happened there? Don't take that person's life, take my life. You see, it's a split second, boom. There's a person, something's gonna fall on top of them, right? But you don't want them to die, right? So you push them out of the way so they don't die. So then the thing falls on you and you die, right? So what that person do? That person sacrificed themselves. So that person has mad game. The person that got pushed off to not die, has nothing except to like that person. That person saved my life to the point that the person gave their life for me, right? So if you got game, you work for others. You do things for others. You assist others, right? Individuals, right? But we're saying in a very good way. I'm talking about in the perspective that you work to help someone. It's something that they really need, right? A person has something that they really need that basically nobody else wants to do, right? I need help with this, I need help with that. No one wants to help me. No one wants to help me at all. I'm stuck in this situation. Who will be here to help me, right? So whoever the person is like, I'm gonna help you. And then the person is gonna have nothing except to like you because you're the only person that helped them, right? So if you assist, you got game. If you work for others, helping them when no one really can help them, you got game, right? So when you got game, people like you, right? And word spreads around. Hey, you heard about this person? This person will help you out. This person will do things when everyone else doesn't want to help you. You could call this person, and this person does it, right? This person is very likable. This person got mad game. I was in a tough situation, and this person came to my rescue, right? And then I knew another person that needed some help, and then the same person went out of their way and helped that person too. And if it wasn't because of that person, then they will be in a very tough situation, right? Which most people have the history of, just being in tough spots, right? So basically those type of people are, their word spreads. Hey, if you ever need something, this person will help you out. This person's very reliable. This person will do the job, whatever it is, right? So assisting is having game. You see, like there's nothing else to do that. But a lot of people don't like to help others. It's more like it's all about myself. I don't care about others. If someone needs help, let someone else help them, right? So you say those people are not very likable, right? You go to you ask a whole bunch of group of people, hey, do you like that person? No. I asked that person once when I really needed something, and I thought they were like cool and everything, but like they just said no or whatever, right? So then you start talking to people, and people just know by behavior who is it that they like and who is it that they do not like, right? And a person that people like is a person that has game, a person that assisted a whole bunch of people, right? Not one person, a whole bunch of different people. And what happens? Word spreads around, and the person becomes well known as being a person that will assist others, a person that has mad game. I know this person, they got mad game, and they help. The person helps people, right? That person helps people. That person got mad game. If you need help, I don't know anyone that has more game than this person when it goes to helping people out, right? So that's what game is, right? So you get a person's attention when you do that, right? Anyone, when they need help, they would like someone to help them, right? But a lot of people are not going to do it, right? So to have game is a talent, right? So a person that is on demand, very liked by others, is like a reference that everybody talks about that person, right? This person is such a good person. They'll help you. They'll give you a hand. They'll rescue you. They got mad game. They're going to assist you, and the word will spread because a lot of people will experience the assisting, and word will spread. But like a good thing, right? Hey, if you're in trouble, this is who you call, right? And they're like, yeah, man, I was in trouble. I called that person, and that person came and helped me. Man, you don't understand. That person has mad game. That person just assists and assists and assists, and they're great, right? So people are gonna want to be with a person like that. People are gonna want to date a person like that. People will want that as their boyfriend, as their girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, right? Because that person got game. That person knows how to assist, right? So when it goes to liking a person, at the end of the day, that's what people like. You see, you like a person with that quality, right? And that has nothing to do with the physical appearance, right? The physical appearance is something else, right? But with just that personality on its own, you become very likable, right? Very, very likable. Everyone's gonna pretty much like you. Why? Because you got game. You assist people, right? And especially when people really need the help and there's no one else out there, then they'll like you even more, right? So without even mentioning the personality, you're already gonna like the person, right? Without the physical appearance, just the personality, you're gonna like the person. Now, if the person's physically attractive, then forget it, right? If the person's even physically attractive, you can just forget it. You're gonna go crazy about that person. It's like, I want to see this person all the time, right? And that's it, right? So you say that's a talent. You see, for someone to like you, right, to want to be with you, you have to have that type of personality, which is to be very unselfish and help others, right? Because you're gonna have a person that's like, oh, I'm with a person, but the person is always thinking about me first. They're not thinking about themselves. You see, what kind of a person wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that? I have a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, but all they do is they think about me and not themselves. That is wonderful. See, that's what a person wants, right? And at the end of the day, that's the whole point of saying if you like that person or not. You see, you're gonna want to date a person that assists you, right? You don't want to date a person that doesn't assist you, right? Because it's all gonna be nothing about you. It's gonna be about them. You want a person to assist you. Even like you're gonna be romantic, right? So the person has to make you happy. The person that's not gonna assist you is just gonna think about themselves, right? You're gonna have a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. What's their job? To make you happy, right? So what if the person romantically does not assist you? The hell's that, right? Imagine if you're having something romantic, and the person is doing nothing to you, right? That person is not assisting me when it goes down to being romantic. You know, you're supposed to be romantic, right? You are not being romantic. Why? Because the person be like, you're not assisting me. You're supposed to perform romance and make me happy like I'm in paradise, and you're doing none of that, right? So the person's gonna be like, I don't ever want to go out with you. Why? Because you're not assisting me in feeling romance. There's nothing romantic about this, you know. I'm not happy. I don't feel anything. You're not a good romantic person. You have no idea how to do romance, right? So when you do romance, what do? You're assisting the person to make them happy. Like if you're in paradise, oh wow, the way you hold me, the way you kiss me, the way you talk to me, the way there's the intimacy. You make me feel so happy, and you know how to touch the right buttons that I feel like I'm in a paradise, right? I feel like I'm in paradise, and this is like the best feeling I've had in my life, right? So the person is assisting the person, you see? You're doing what in your mind you think the person wants to feel. You understand? What happens with romance? Romance, you're trying to perform and assist the person in feeling happy, right? That's procreation, right? At the end of the day, you don't know that until you go on a romantic date and you have a romantic evening, right? Then the person is supposed to assist the partner in feeling romance, right? So if the person has no idea how to assist a person to feel happiness within their body, then the person, it does not assist you in romantic situations. That's romance. It's like you go out with a whole bunch of people, man or woman. I went out with this girl, I went out with this boy, and when it came to romance, the person did not assist me at all, did not do anything that I liked, and did not make me feel happy at all, right? So at the end of the day, what happened with the person? The person wanted assistance in feeling joy and happiness physically, right? So the person couldn't do it, and it's like, this person cannot assist in making me happy, right? So a person could be really attractive, but they don't know how to do that, right? So at the end of the day, what is the person doing when you're having romance? You're assisting the person in feeling happy, right? You have to perform that to the person, right? Touching the body, you're supposed to do it in a way that it feels good, right? Talking to the person, you have to talk to them the way that it feels good, right? Kissing the person, you have to kiss them to the face in the way it feels good. And then all the intimacy, you have to do it in a way that is going to make the person feel good, right? So what are you doing there? You're assisting them, you see? It's like a person has their buttons, especially a female or a male, whatever, and you're supposed to touch the body in a way that's going to feel like the best massage you ever had, right? You're going to feel paradise. You're going to feel relaxed. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel this, right? So you're assisting the person, right? Nobody goes to a place, oh man, my shoulder really hurts, and like my leg and my kneecap, and you go to a person, you're like, hey, I need some treatment on my body. It really hurts. And then the person will go, okay, how is this good? Ow, no, that doesn't feel good. What are you doing? And then touch your arm. That doesn't feel good either. What the hell are you doing? You're not assisting me. I had pain in my arms and legs, and instead of assisting me, you're making it feel worse. I'm out of here. Why? Because the person's not assisting. If you have pain in your arms and legs, you want someone to make it feel better and touch it so the pain goes away, right? Now you put that in intimacy, the person is supposed to do the same thing, but your body's not physically hurt, right? From head to toe, you have nerves and you have sensations, right? So you feel sensations all throughout your body, right? So the person needs to think in their mind, what part of the body is it gonna feel pleasurable, right? So the person needs to go for those parts with their own instinct, and you have to give the person a feeling of happiness, right? It's like, okay, so it's a performance that you're doing to the person. You have to make them physically happy, right? And if you can't make them happy, then you didn't assist them, you see? At the end of the day, you have to assist the person. You have a romantic partner, you have to make them happy. If at the end of the day you don't make them happy, then you didn't do your job. You didn't assist them. You have to assist them. You see, that's what happens with romance. And that's why it's so difficult to find a person that could perform that as a performer, right? You're a performer, yeah, make that person happy. Who? The person you're on a date with. You're on a date, yeah. Romantic, yeah. Okay, now you have to perform romance. You have to make that person happy. Okay, so look at the entire body from head to toe. Okay, what part of the body do you think you have to caress to make the person feel happy? Right? Okay, so then if you make the person happy, they're gonna want to see you again. Why? Because you made them happy. It's like this person knows what body parts to touch and how to touch them the right way, right? So the person is a good performer for romantic situations. They know how to do it. But I'm talking about everything, right? Kissing a person, touching them, talking to them, being smooth with them, right? All that, right? So the person you're assisting the person, right? They're not doing it to you, you're doing it to them. You see? If someone's doing something to you, they're assisting you. If you're doing something to them, you're assisting them, right? So that's how it works, right? So if a person does not know how to assist a partner, then they're not good performers, right? What is the example, right? When it goes to, you get married, you have kids, right? Who has the biggest responsibility of the performance? The male. Why? Because with the male, you have the reproduction area. Yeah, so you have to move it in a way that you're gonna give the woman happiness, right? If you don't know how to move it, then it's like you have no idea how to move your hips, you have no idea how to move your body, and you have no idea how to place a female in a way that you're gonna make her feel pleasure that's gonna be paradise, right? So you have as an example, you have a person that wants to go on a one night stand, right? I'm talking about a girl, right? And the male is physically attractive, right? Okay, and then the person goes there, but the person can't perform the making the woman happy. Is this good looking man, but doesn't know how to move his hips, doesn't know how to move this, goes at the wrong speed, right? And at the end of the girl will be unsatisfied. It's like you're a very good looking man, and you did not assist me, so I don't think I'm gonna see you again, right? It's not personal, right? It's just like the person was not a good performer. You did not make me feel like I was in paradise, right? The responsibility of a man is that when you have intimacy, who has the most responsibility? The man. Why? Because as a man, you have your reproductive area. Yeah. So you're supposed to move it in a way that you're gonna make the woman happy. It's like how else do you think you have babies, right? You have babies because the male has to perform that, and eventually you get pregnant, right? So when it comes to intimacy, the person who has the biggest responsibility is the person who has the reproductive area, the reproductive organ that will get you pregnant, right? So you're in charge of how you move your hips, how fast you go, and which way to go, right? So at the end of the day, it's the same thing as driving a car, right? You're going to go have intimacy. How are you going to drive your body to make this woman happy? You have to drive the car. Yeah. How are you going to make this woman happy, right? You got to move the right way. You have to know how to place the person the right way. The woman closes her eyes, right? And you go and perform. That's it, right? The woman's there. Now, you're the man. You're the one that gets her pregnant. Yeah, so you have to move in a way that she feels paradise, right? So all the woman has to do, she lays back, closes her eyes, and let's see if you feel good, right? And then you give that rating. Did this person make you happy? No. What's the biggest thing? The person did not know how to move, right? Okay, you did not know how to move. You didn't go at the right pace. You didn't move the right speed. You put me in weird angles, right? So at the end of the day, you have no idea how to drive your reproductive area, your male reproductive area, right? So you're a performer, right? And that's how it works. If someone tells you otherwise, right? The biggest responsibility in intimacy is a woman. That is not true. Okay? The woman can practically close her eyes the entire time. And the male has the responsibility of performing that. Right? You just say the woman's biggest responsibility will be when it goes down, when it has to do with oral. Right? What's the woman's responsibility? Oral. Why? Because they're doing that, right? What about the man? The entire thing. See? What is the woman performing? Oral. What about the man? The man has to do everything. What? Speed, pace, angles, speed, right? Because you have to go at a certain speed. You have to go certain angles. You have to go at a certain pace. You have to move a certain way. You have to be able to pick up the woman and place her in a certain direction, right? And if you don't know how to do that, the woman's not gonna feel paradise, and you're gonna be like, you did not assist me. You understand? What's the woman gotta do? I want a man that's gonna make me climax. Yeah, you don't know how to drive, right? You don't know how to drive. You cannot make me happy, right? So what happens with me and Neapolitan ice cream, right? I'm 80%. And I'm big sister, but you can't get rid of the Michael Jordan. You see, you can't get rid of the Michael Jordan because that is the son. right? And the 20%, right? But I'm driving though. You see, I'm driving. I'm the one that's doing the driving, right? So when I drive in a way that I see how I can assist the person the most. You see, I'm 100% male in my feet. I'm 100% male in my reproductive area. The rest is 80%. But at the same time, I'm the one that's driving. You see, I'm the chest and I'm the captain. I'm the pilot and I'm the one that's driving. You see, so when I go to perform, what is it that I think? I am unselfish, right? I go, I'm gonna be very caressing. I'll go down on the female, then I'll perform driving. Why? Because in my mind, that is like, that's what's gonna make her happy, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about that, right? It's like, okay, where are the pleasure areas? In the female reproductive in the mouth. Right, so I'm going to kiss her in her mouth and I'm going to kiss her in the reproductive area. Why? Because I know those are the buttons that make you happy, right? So then what happens? I'm going to get the Michael Hal Jordan and I'm going to drive that, right? And I'm going to drive that. I'm going to move it in angles. I'm going to go at a speed that is going to feel the most pleasure, right? So I'm driving, right? I'm big sister, but I'm the one that's controlling everything. You see? Yeah, so what you 100% male will be the feed and the reproductive area. The 7.25 is 100% male. The feed is 100% male, right? But who's driving? Me. I'm driving, right? So it's like, it's an example, right? Never do I see a girl and I go, I would like to give her, I would like to go down on her. No, I don't think that, right? But when I'm with a girl, I think that at the moment, because I think she's going to feel happy when I do that, right? And I'm going to be assisting her, right? And then, kiss her in the mouth, and you say reproductive area, female, and then you have to perform driving the Michael Hal Jordan. I have to perform that and do that the best way possible. And all the girl has to do is close her eyes, right? And I'll just move her, do this and that, do this and that. And then you hear the girl climax and being happy. And what are they going to do? You assisted me in feeling paradise. I was in heaven with that, right? If you feel that much pleasure, it's like I was in heaven. And it's like, well, I drove you there. You see, I drove you there and that was paradise, right? So what I'm saying is that when you're doing that, you're assisting the person. You understand? You're assisting the person. You're not thinking about you. See, so every time with my nature is I look at the female and I was like, what will she like? What will she like? Where are the areas that I think she's going to like me being like caressing and smooth? What areas? And I go for that. Never do I think, what can she do for me? No, I'm not thinking, no, what can she, no, I'm not thinking what she can do for me. I'm thinking, what can I do for her? Now, if the female wants to do something to me, fine. But I'm never thinking about myself. You see? That's what you say I got game. I got game because I'm thinking about the female. I'm not thinking about me. Hey, you know what? You better go and do this to me and do that to me. You do it now. No, I never do that. What I say is you have to, be unselfish, right? So I think about the girl. They say you don't have to do anything, as far as what the rest is all on me. I'll do it on that. The only problem is the females have a problem popping the bottle, right? But I pop all the women. See, I pop the champagne bottles inside the females. Now the females have a problem popping my champagne bottle, right? But just because they have a problem of them popping my champagne bottle doesn't mean I have a problem with popping theirs, right? So at that point, when I assist a female into feeling pleasure or heaven, you say I got a mad game. Why? Because I assisted them, right? I assisted them. I didn't tell them to do something to me, right? Never. No, I never, as a matter of fact, I've never done that, right? I've never told a woman to do something to me, ever, not even once. Whenever I'm out with a female, you know what I do? The first thing I do is like, what would they want me to do to them? That's my mentality, you know? How can I make you feel happy? You see, at the end of the day, it's all about assisting, right? So when you're really good in intimacy is when you're assisting the person and feeling happy, right? And it's the same thing. Then a lot of people like you and a lot of people want to be with you. Why? Because you're good at intimacy. You see? So it's just there's nothing not to like about a person that helps you, right? I don't feel joy. Could you make me feel happy within my body, right? What are you doing? You're making the person happy within their body. Yeah. So you're assisting them. See, then the person wants to see you again. I want you to help me feel that happiness within my body again. You know, I've been with other people. Why my body doesn't feel happy. You make me happy, right? And I want to see you again. And that's when you start liking a person, right? They make you happy. They do things to you. I don't ever really ask people ever to do something for me. Right? That's not my nature. My nature is not, hey, could you do this for me? No. The opposite. Hey, what can I do for you? Right? So that's what it comes down to. You know, you have to know how to assist people. And that's basically what I do. See? What do? I assist people. Never in my life, ever, have I told a female to do something to me. Not even once. Never. Right? Ever. There's like, I know there's men that have been with women and they start telling them to do something, right? Yeah. I have never told a woman, not even once, to do something to me. When I'm with a woman, I do something to them. Like, I start thinking about them, what to do, what's going to make them happy, right? So that's the difference between myself and basically anyone else that's a younger brother and sister. You have another younger brother or sister, yeah, a lot of people don't think that way, right? So even though I'm big sister, I can't get rid of the Michael Hal Jordan, right? But I'm the one driving, you see? So I have all the responsibilities. Yeah, Michael Hal Jordan, big brother's there, but I'm the one that's driving, right? So every time I go there, you see, like, I don't ever get nervous because all I think about is like, what is there to be nervous about? All I have to do is help this person be happy, right? That's what I think. What's so kind of like, there's nothing to be nervous about, right? I'm with a female, right? You go into nature, right? So once you remove your clothes, how am I gonna make this person happy, right? What am I going to do? Right? So you just use your nature, all right? You have the mouth, you have the chest, you have the female reproductive area, okay? So now you have to touch it in a way that you're going to make them happy, right? That's what I think, see? You could use your hands, you could use your mouth, or you could use your reproductive area, right? Talking about male, right? And it's like, perform. What? Now. What? Do it now. You don't have your clothes on. Make the person happy. Literally, the person's laying down on the bed. Perform. Do you have the reproductive area down there? Yeah. Well, you better start moving it in a way that the female's gonna feel happy. If you can't make her happy, then you get out of here, right? No, you need to make her happy. That's your job. You have a job to do. What? Make her happy. You need to push her buttons. You need to caress her and touch her very gently in a very good romantic way that you're gonna make her happy. You're gonna make her feel like she's in paradise, that this is the best feeling I've had and I want to experience that again, and then again and again. Why? Because it's like literally you're in paradise, right? You never felt that type of joy before and your body feels good, you see? So what for me is like, there's nothing to be nervous about, right? Because I'm only thinking, I gotta make this female happy, you see? So all I do is like, all right, I got the car, I got the Michael Hal Jordan, she's right there. All right, here I go, right? And that's what I do, right? Now, the whole thing with popping the bottle, that's the only part that's on the female, you see? The female's supposed to do those things to pop the champagne bottle at the end of the day. I drive the car. I have the Michael Jordan. I move at a pace. I move the angles. I do this and that. But I'm the pilot driver doing that, right? Now, the only thing the woman has to do is pop the champagne bottle, right? She has to do things on her own like that, right? And everybody knows that pretty much is the difficult in the physical part, right? But basically that's how it works, right? So at the end of the day, assisting others is what is called game, right? You got game. You just assist people all the time. So I do it in all those perspectives, right? Even though I'm isolated a lot, right? When I have physical intimacy, what do? I do that. I assist the female and make her happy. Even if they can't pop my champagne bottle, I still make them happy, right? And then when I'm with people and I start helping them out, it's the same thing, right? And when I'm out with people, and they see that personality of me being unselfish, then people are like, wow, I want to be with you. Why? Because you treat me in the way that you're putting yourself out of the equation, and you're putting me in front of you. And it makes me feel good. And I want to see you again, right? So at the end of the day, explaining that explains having game. Having game is assisting others, right? So you could say that is myself, my main thing at Big Sister, right? So everything else that you can explain is, since it's Neapolitan ice cream, I'm also able to do other things. I'm able to do chocolate things. I'm able to do strawberry things because it's Neapolitan ice cream, right? It's like the best example, right? I'm vanilla. I'm 80%. I'm the chest, right? But I'm not 100% chocolate, and I'm not 100% strawberry. But I could perform some chocolate. I could perform some strawberry, right? So from that perspective, multi-dimensional, right? Because I can do that. Now, what is my expertise? My expertise is assisting. That is what I'm known for. What am I known for? Assisting. What I just talked about is what I'm known for doing. I'm known for assisting people and helping others in exactly what I just talked about, right? That's what I'm known for, right? But it does not mean I cannot perform things that are chocolate or strawberry. I'm not chocolate, I'm not strawberry, right? At the chest. But it doesn't mean I cannot perform those other things, which makes me multi-talented, right? So then you put in that perspective. You hear me talking? Yeah, I'm talking. Okay. So just because I talk, could I play drums? Yeah, I can play drums. Could I play guitar? Yeah, I can play guitar. Could I defend? Yeah, I can defend. Could I score? Yeah, I can score. But what is my main thing? Captain, leader, assist. That's what I do. I'm a captain, I'm a leader, and I assist. But that does not mean I cannot play defense guitar. That does not mean that I cannot play drums and I cannot score. I could do that. I'm multidimensional. But my main thing is that. That's why I'm the sun. You see? What am I? I'm the sun. And what's the rest? They're the planets. Right? So my job as the sun is to assist the planets. Right? You have the solar system. You have pregnancy tutorials. You have the shower. You have the physical times I've been with different dates and things like that. And what do? I'm the sun. That's what I do. I assist other people. There's only one son, and that's me, right? I'm the only son of God, right? So you have that, as what everybody knows for, right? There's different galaxies, there's different stars across the sky, but this is the only one that you could say you have here Neapolitan ice cream. You see all the other stars, this and that. There's no Neapolitan ice cream there, right? Where's the only basic Neapolitan ice cream? Right here in this solar system, right? And I'm the sun, 80% of Big Sister. So what happens in the solar system? I assist the planets. the same way that I just told you that you have with intimacy, telepathic. It could be a presence tutorial with an avatar or the shower, right? Okay, so I can also play guitar, defend. I can also score, play drums, right? But my basic thing is just being the sun, and I am the sun, right? 80%, right? So that's what you call multi-dimensional. You know, anyone that could do more than one thing, right? And it's the same thing, right? When I behave, is like when I could be defensive at any time. I could be funny at any time. I could be just you could say kind of, when you say dramatic in situations that is like very serious, right? Dramatic is like real life situations that you will consider them serious type things, like something that is like not to be taken lightly, right? That's kind of like dramatic, right? So when it goes to characters, I have all those feelings. You see, when it goes to characters, I have all those feelings, right? So you have people that make films and stories about any part of the chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. You have people that make any type of stories about a Neapolitan ice cream, but at the end, it's really me. You see what? It's really me. That's like the story is based upon a person, a story, a movie with an actor, but it's really me, right? So within myself, there's no acting. It's really who I am, right? Yeah, you have the actors, you have the musicians, you have the athletes connecting to me, but at the end of the day, it's really me. When you talk about the sun, everything else, no, it's really me, right? You say Jesus Christ, Big Sister, Michael Hal Jordan, Big Sister, Hello, right? Big Brother. It's really me. It's not an actor. It's not a story. It's not a someone reading something. It's physically me, the sun, right? So basically, everything's confidential. Yes, I'm Jewish, King of the Jews. When you put that with Big Brother connected, right? But it's just confidential. I don't say it. Everybody knows that, and it's just something that confidential. I don't say it, but everybody knows that. Basically, I am Jewish. Right, King of the Jews, Jesus Christ. When you have 80%, myself, a Big Sister, and Big Brother 20%, right? So basically, all those things are confidential when it goes to that. But, like I said, like those are my real feelings. It's real. When I need to be like everything has its time and place, right? When I need to play guitar, I play guitar. When I need to play drums, I play drums. When I just need to speak, I speak, right? But it's multi-dimensional, right? You as a person, okay, after you play guitar, I want you to play drums. After you play drums, I want you to sing, right? So I want you to defend, score, and assist, right? Okay, I'll play defense. Oh, great defense. Oh, how about score now? I'll score now. Now assist others, right? So I could do those things. So you call that multi-dimensional, right? So then you have movies and actors, right? Okay, I want you in this movie to play the hero. Okay, I want you in that movie to play the villain. Okay, I want you in this movie to be the dramatic person. Okay, I want you in this movie to be like romantic. Okay, right. Okay, so what do you call that? Multi-dimensional. You could play any role. You could play the hero. You could play the villain. You could play a romantic movie. You could play dramatic movie, right? So it's like, wow, you could play any character, right? So what is that? It's the same thing. It's the same thing as a person that could play drums, guitar, and sing, right? There's no difference. It's the same thing. Look, that person could be the hero. He could be the villain, right? He could be a dramatic and romantic. Oh, so you're saying that the person could like play drums, play guitar, and also sing? Yeah, okay. So that's multi-dimensional, you see? And I could perform all those things, see? I could be romantic at any time, right? And I could be a hell cop at any time, you see? Then really, what is it? A hell cop, right? And we have a hero. You have myself at helping people, right? But I literally do that, what happens in the war? In the war, you have to be a hell cop, right? You have to be frightening. Why? To defend the animals. You have to defend the animals, plants, trees, and insects. Well, you better be a hell cop because they're hell cops. So you better have a character that is frightening. And if you don't have a frightening character, then you cannot be a hell cop, right? So it's like, could I be a hell cop? Yeah, of course. I want to defend. Okay, so I become a hell cop. What about now? I'll just concentrate on saving people. Hero. Okay, I'll concentrate on saving people. Now, I want you're gonna go out with a female, with a girl. Okay, with a female that wants to date you at Big Sister. Okay, so I'm Big Sister, and there's a female that wants to date me. Yeah, now be romantic. I'll be romantic. You see, I'll be romantic, and now I'm funny. I'll be funny too. So I could do any role. You see, could I go out with a female that wants to date me, Big Sister, and be romantic with her? Yes. Okay, that's romantic, right? Could I be funny? Yes. Could I protect hell cops from danger by me becoming a hell cop? Yes. Could I save people? Yes. So I could do all those different characters, right? And they're all performances, but we're talking about in real life, right? If there's literally a hell cop that's maybe gonna get hurt, could I really go up in front of the animal and become a hell cop and literally frighten the person away? Yes. Why? Because that's what you say. You put myself as a soldier, right? You're not gonna get near that animal, and I'll become that hell cop, right? Okay, I could do that, right? And then when it goes to a person that just needs my help, right? And I go and I help them, then I'm literally the hero, right? Okay. And like I said before, like then it becomes like a comedy. When I need to be funny, I'm funny. I'm like I would say my comedy is sarcastic, but I wouldn't be sarcastic with just anyone. You see, I have to get to know the person good in order for myself to be funny, because that person doesn't really know me, and they might take my comedy into a degree that they will know if it's real or not. Like, are you being for real? No. Okay. And then when it comes to romantic, what's a romantic? Me going out with a female that wants to go out with me, Big Sister, and I'm going to be romantic, and I'm going to perform on her intimacy. And like I said, and I have the Michael Hal Jordan, right? And I'll use that, and I do everything for the female. So I could play any role. Romantic, right? Hell cop, hero, and comedy. I could do all those roles. Why? Because I could perform them, right? And that's myself a Big Sister. You see, I'm a multi-dimensional. I could do all those things, right? And when it goes to sports, you basically just put my GPA. You see, what happens with sports? You put my GPA, you put my life choices, right? And the people who were in those sports as representative, they do those things in the sport, and what they do in the sport is my life choices, right? Myself and Jesus Christ, Big Sister, I did this in my life, I did that in my life, I did this in my life. So the athlete does that in the sport. That's how it works with sports, right? To the point that the athlete is like, you are officially a representative of myself at Big Sister. Why? Because you took what I did in my life that is written, and you put that into a sport. So you became my representative. All right, you represent Big Sister because you did everything that Big Sister did, but you put it in the sport. You see? So that's where you have me, right? As myself, right? So I am multidimensional. You see? I could do a lot of different things, right? But you do those things at the appropriate time, right? At the right time, when it comes down to doing whatever it is, that's when you do it, right? You're not going to mix things in when it's not the right time. At the right time, you do this. At the right time, you do romantic, right? At the right time, you do hell cop. At the right time, you do hero. At the right time, you do comedy. You see? At the right time, right? You can't. You have to do it at the appropriate time. You're not gonna put those categories at a time that is not the right time and place for that, right? but I could perform all those things, right? And that's myself, a big sister, right? You have all these people that exist, and the only reason they become my representatives is because they put what I did in life into the sport. They're performing what I did in life in the sport. And I go, all right, that's me. What I did in life was written in books. You're doing that in the sport. Yeah, so you're representing me. And when people see you, they see me. And when people see me, they see you. That's how you call it a representative, right? That's what the person has to do. The person has to have the sport. Everything that's written about me, they have to perform that within the sport. Then they see them, and they see me, and they see me, they see them, right? And that's the highest honor you can have, to represent myself, you know? And that's basically it, you know? So a lot of the representatives, they're multidimensional too, you know? Like, I'm not saying every single one of them, right? Because every sport is different. But even in the sport, the person will be multidimensional. They could do a lot of different things, right? Like, which is like a different task. Everyone's different, but they have those similarities to me, you see? So that's what you call multidimensional. And that is the episode.